operation of the Credit Bureau regionally.
We continue now. This from SKNIS. Staff and students of the Dean Glassford Primary School in St. Peter's honored 17 community icons at a special icon ceremony on Tuesday, February 28th, for their sterling contribution to the community, climaxing History and Heritage Month activities in the school. Sharima Collins, principal of the Dean Glassford Primary School, said, and quote, "They are indeed a diverse group of respected community leaders, some of whom have also been awarded national honors for their unwavering contribution and service to our community and country by extension," end quote. The awardees will continue to play an integral part in the community and school by extension. Principal Collins and Deputy Principal Bazi said that the aim is to have them visit the school on Thursdays, which is designated as a gender assembly, to speak to the students. Also, they will play key roles in various activities organized by the school.
And in other news, this from SKNIS. The St. Kitts Department of Culture, in conjunction with the St. Kitts Intangible Cultural Heritage, or ICH Secretariat, held the opening ceremony for the Phase 1A Documentation and Equipment Skills Training Workshop, which ends on March 3, 2023, at the Warner Park Media Center. The primary objective of the project is to develop a national intangible cultural heritage policy in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to safeguard ICH within the Federation, recognize cultural traditions, protect traditional knowledge bearers and practitioners and their corresponding intellectual property rights, establish ICH safeguarding guidelines, practices, and procedures for state actors, and develop guidelines for interventions in support of ICH safeguarding. Minister of Sports and the Creative Economy, the Honorable Samal Duggins, indicated that the government intends to support the project to its conclusion.
It's now time for the weather. It is mostly sunny with a high of 79 and a low of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. It is currently 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your local weather and stay tuned for regional and international news.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you are just joining us, you are in time for our regional news segment. This from Loop Caribbean. U.S. condiment giant Heinz has located Elvis Francois, the Dominican sailor who survived 24 days at sea eating ketchup, garlic, and Maggi powder. Hines said in an Instagram post, and quote, "We received thousands of likes, shares, and messages of kindness in our search to find Elvis Francois. It was an incredible group effort across 6 continents that led to the hundreds of articles and leads and our eventual contact with Elvis," end quote. Hines has been searching for Francois, whom it dubbed, end quote, "ketchup boat guy," end quote, for the last 2 weeks. Hines wants to buy Francois 47 a new boat to replace the one he lost when he was rescued off the Colombian coast last month. Local media, Imo News, found Francois last week in the small community of Ansdemai in the north of Dominica. In the interview, Francois recalled how he became stranded at sea. He was on a yacht doing repairs off the island of St. Martin when he went adrift in December 2022. Francois said, since the ordeal, he lost all he had and has had to start all over again and currently does not have a phone. This is good news. I'm so happy they're replacing his boat and hopefully he gets a phone soon.
Oh, way to go, Hines. On the international scene from AP News, we're going to be talking TikTok. TikTok said on Wednesday that every account held by a user under the age of 18 will have a default 60-minute daily screen time limit in the coming weeks. The changes arrived during a period in which there are growing concerns among different governments about the app's security and ability to alter its algorithm to push certain posts. Cormac Keenan, head of trust and safety at TikTok, said in a blog post Wednesday that when the 60-minute time limit is reached, minors will be prompted to enter a passcode and make an active decision to keep watching. For accounts where the user is under the age of 13, a parent or guardian will have to set or enter an existing passcode to allow 13 minutes of extra viewing time once the initial 60-minute time limit is reached. TikTok said it came up with the 60-minute threshold by consulting academic research and experts from the Digital Wellness Lab at Boston Children's Hospital. So look forward to those time limits. Speaking of time limits, we're just about out of time for the latest for today, but we'll be back in a moment with more GMS SKN. See you on the other side.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
no cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Have you ever heard someone say, "You had to be there"? If not, allow me to explain. This phrase is used to say that people cannot understand something because they did not experience it or see it themselves. It may sound weird, but you honestly had to be there. In this segment of Loosen Up, we will be going over a few you had to be there experiences from the 80s and 90s. Let us know in the comments if you were in fact there. You had to be there.
Where?
But that is a film. Ooh, we were there. Using the Walkman, right? We were there.
Of course we were there.
Oh God. Ooh,
that was great.
We were there. Yeah.
Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" in the Bodyguard soundtrack and memories. Listening to that cassette on my Walkman.
So you had the entire album on the cassette?
I did.
Okay. I'm just making sure it wasn't the one song that you know.
No, it wasn't the one song.
Okay.
It was side A and side B and all those wonderful
I know.
things.
Oh my God. And us writing on the names of whatever on some of the cassettes that were burned. Not the ones that were legal, but the ones that were burned.
Not the ones that were legal. I love that. All right. Yeah. When it came to this, does anybody remember those mixtapes that you would give? You know, like seriously, ever received a mixtape from a guy? That's how you would know that the guy was interested in you. Apparently,
I never got a mixtape.
If you've watched television long enough to realize that, you know, this is somebody taking the time to put together all of his favorite tracks.
Just for you.
Just for you.
Yeah.
On cassette. Do you know how much effort that took? Like, seriously?
Plenty effort.
Yeah. So that's how you knew. I don't know what you do now. You go and wave high on TikTok. I really don't know. You buy them a pair of earbuds.
Oh, really? So that when you're speaking, no one around can hear, especially the parents if they're still young.
No, you just buy them the earbuds so that they don't hear the other guys calling out. That works.
I would have never thought of it like that, guys, but I guess. But yeah, and you remember when our cassettes reeled out? Of course. And we reeled them back in with our finger, or we took a pen and we did that, and then we made sure the top was smooth, because if it only had a little twist, you know what's going to happen there. It's either going to stick and then eventually it's going to burst. How did we manage to tie these things back and they work? Because I've tied a few back and they work, you know. You never tied?
No, never really worked. And I just used that to make my version of a kite, by the way. If you remember those days when you were running through the streets on the pasture and you see this thing, that reel flying up in the air.
Listen.
Guess you just had to be there.
Yeah. I'm glad I was there. And then and the sponges on the air too.
Yeah, of course. You know that. Hey, you're commuting and you see these people with these things. It's like, don't disturb me. I'm listening to my music. This is great. And the brand, of course, Sony, reminds me of the Discman that I had. Although I don't know if it's going to be there.
But Jamie, people were still aware, you know, because although people wore their headsets, I oftentimes noticed that one of it was always off. So they were always keeping themselves in tune with society, although they were minding their own business, listening to their music. So they weren't that antisocial.
Some.
Yeah.
I perfected the art of doing like other people and wearing shades, pretending not to make eye contact because you might invite, I don't know, interaction that really you don't want to invite. So it's dark, but you're wearing dark because you're in Stevie Wonderland. That's really where you are.
And then you're still looking at everybody and they're not aware that you're looking at them.
Precisely. Works.
I like that, using the Walkman. I wanted the CD player is up next.
Probably not. 8-bit video games. Well, who doesn't remember this? This was the rave. You guys will never understand what it was like to get a Nintendo for the first time.
Oh my God.
And be like playing the one game you probably could afford until you could afford another one.
Exactly.
You're killing it. You're turning it over so many times.
Yep.
Super Mario in 2D, no less, 2D.
Mm-hmm.
And, the sounds that made when you stomped on that guy, when you got eaten. The concept of eternal life, seriously.
Yep.
3 lives, but you get to go again.
Indeed. Boy, King Koopa, and then you had to blow it sometimes when it didn't work, and then sometimes, just like how TikTok is giving you a 60-minute break, yeah, the Nintendo gave us a break to tell us, I'm not going to work anymore, take a break, take a break.
It was overheating.
Yeah, then you leave it, you let it cool, next 2 hours, back on that bad boy. Listen.
And the gigantic cartridges.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about it.
The boxes too. Remember the square box?
Yeah.
Now these things are more compact.
You've got to go plug it into the back of your TV and
yeah, basically dismantle the antenna, because that time we had more antenna than we had cable television. So dismantle your TV every time.
Don't talk about wireless controllers. What were those? Like seriously, you had to plug them in, right? Had to be there, but we had a lot of fun.
Yep.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, yeah.
I think somebody should have You Had to Be There back then and see if they can find all these old games and all these situations and bring them and let the kids of now go and experience them so they can see or feel like they were there, although they weren't there. But guys, I think you all missed out on a lot. These days were fun.
Yeah, and the levels as you progressed. I mean, seriously, you're feeling so accomplished. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Yeah.
Yeah, just like Tetris. Man, every time you're going up, your blocks up. Listen, I enjoyed my day of growing up.
Wait, you want us to be on the Titanic? I'm serious. Help me out. Oh, so we're talking about the song and the movie, not the Titanic, because I wasn't there. I'm not old enough.
No.
All right. Yeah, I think of course I saw that. Everybody was talking about this.
We all saw that. In Antigua, they make fun with these memes with the potholes, and they literally place Jack and I can't remember her name in the hose, and said Rose, and then Rose is literally on the board and Jack is sinking in the hole.
Wow.
But this was definitely a big hit. I cried at this. And there's a meme that was just out the other day that if the Titanic went down in 2018, everybody would be out with their phones in the water taking pictures. I was like, whoa.
Well, naturally. Not only will you be taking pictures, you'll be sending your location. Because we can do that now. We can do that then.
Let us hope somebody out of that bunch does that and not be wanting to be the first person to like send out the news. Because everybody was taking the exact same picture when I think somebody should have been, as you rightfully said, sending their location.
The irony of this, the unsinkable ship sinks on its first voyage. There's just so much irony involved in this, almost like, don't tempt fate.
Yeah, don't show yourself.
It is.
It will get you.
It is. Anyway, it was a great movie. Celine Dion, the incomparable Celine Dion. Love her voice, except maybe at Christmas time. When you were in the department stores and they're on repeat. Seriously. But yeah.
So Mariah Carey does it well at Christmas.
I always said, well, interesting you mentioned Mariah. I always said that if Mariah sang Celine Dion's songs, it'd be superb.
Okay.
I love their styles. I just think Mariah is a better vocalist, but Celine Dion generally writes, for me, more appealing songs.
Oh, okay.
And so if there were ever a switch, could you imagine? I mean, Mariah singing My Heart Will Go On.
What?
Mariah singing If Walls Could Talk and all these other things. Are you kidding?
What?
Phenomenal. Mariah, if you're out there, yeah.
Maybe y'all should work together, Mariah, so y'all can share the spoils. That doesn't sound bad at all.
Well, I follow her on Twitter, so I can always send her a message.
Please do.
If she sends me one back, you guys will know. All right.
Who didn't know about Space Jam? LeBron James did the most recent one, which was still as fun, but this was the hit.
This is when you were talking about literally putting cartoons in. You know what the first one was? So putting cartoons in real life scenes. Roger Rabbit.
I was just gonna tell you with the little lady with the tiniest waist ever on earth, and her big bang over her eye.
The sad part is that I see this now and I go, that was so tacky. That was good at the time, technology being what it is, because it's just something that happens as technology develops. I go back to the original Superman movies and I'm like, I was impressed by this, and the original Star Wars, and I go, I was impressed by this.
And now you see it looks like it looks like a 5-year-old put them both together. Because it's like they look so rugged and rough.
But at the time, it took so much work because the technology had not advanced to the stage that it had since, or has since. But Space Jam, who could forget this?
So you gotta watch the one with LeBron James, and then you'll see it's really advanced. And like it looks, the two of them, you see like how we can see the cartoons placed in there. In the one with LeBron James, it looks like he's actually in there with them. It looks good.
All right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Wow. Who could ever forget the Rugrats and that bully Angelica?
I don't even know their names, so you're good. I remember these babies that look like, I don't know, they weren't fully developed.
Chucky.
And that's about it. And their voices. Couldn't forget their voices.
And Hey Arnold. You remember Hey Arnold, right?
The name, in name only.
I remember this little pink thing with the corn curls, dreadlocks, but I can't remember its name. And then there's Doug. And who is it? Okay, I can't remember everybody.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just some. But we were there, but we can't remember everybody. But those that are memorable stood out. Rugrats, Arnold, Doug. Doug. That was our summer cartoons in the BVA. Man, yeah.
Definitely Nickelodeon. Wow.
Are they still on?
They are, but they've changed. The content has changed a little bit because you have sitcoms now. I think iCarly was there, but that's not the only one that I've seen.
Oh, I remember iCarly.
Zendaya, I think, and so on. So.
Yeah, Zendaya had one.
Yeah.
Don't ask me the name. I don't remember that name because that's when I started dropping off of television.
Kadeem Hardison from It's a Different World. Dwayne, remember that guy? He plays her father in that.
But I remember.
Can't forget those. Hey, you had to be there for A Different World. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon prompted that.
World, where he married the girl with the voice.
Jasmine Guy, not the voice. Jasmine Guy.
I was just trying to do the voice because that voice was out of this world.
Everybody loved her. I mean, seriously. Jasmine Guy.
I love you. That voice killed me.
Anyway, Kadeem is on Nickelodeon from what I remember. Nice. So.
Nick.
The one dance I can do. I learned this. I studied this. Like seriously.
The one dance.
Wow. You honestly,
And listen, it's not going out of style because I don't want to judge you, but did you watch Hotel Transylvania?
No, you don't want to.
Okay. I don't want to judge you. I don't want to say you don't watch cartoons.
Lead with that, Cortez.
But Hotel Transylvania had it in, and that was a song on the cruise ship for them to dance to.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, you didn't see them long legs doing the Macarena?
All I know is that when the original Macarena came out, the video and saw it, I would literally be glued to the television, and I'm like,
doing your Macarena.
I could literally
GM, don't you think Jamie should stand up and actually show us how to do the Macarena?
Nah. Forget I. That's a no.
I.
Double no. But that dance and the beat, it's just like one of those things. It's like, I studied, literally stood in front of the television. It's like, Mom, can you see me? I'm doing the Mac. Mom's like, stop. Don't.
Macarena.
Macarena.
Wow. Listen, y'all had to be there for this. But the song is still a hit because I'm sure if it comes on, it puts people in the mindset of doing a line dance, and everybody will probably just spread out and just start doing the Macarena.
You know what should be up there? And you guys are probably too young to remember this. Lou Vega's Mambo Number 5.
Mambo Number 5. Oh.
The only.
Jump up and down. Move yourself
The only
around.
successful song he really had.
I I was not going to talk about the one-hit wonder because I swear this Macarena Man is a one-hit wonder too. But hey, Jamie went there.
A little bit, guy.
Yeah,
a little bit of Monica in my life. Never mind. Never mind that. These songs stick in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Were we there for that?
Yeah.
The launch of Google. Well, I know we were around, but wasn't.
This was around the MSN times.
Got you.
But
I was searching on MSN, so I really don't. Yeah, you know.
This one didn't resonate, but we knew it existed.
Yeah, it wasn't such a big thing at the time, but it definitely blew up. Yeah. So Google, with a name like that, which you think should be replaced by Goggle because you're looking at the two O's, and it's like, well, you know, but that makes sense, right? You remember it, so definitely Googling.
Google.
Whole new word invented.
Yeah, and do you see how they have advanced? Because one time they spelled the Google with persons, with trees, with houses, depending on whatever the time of the month is or the day that they feel they should change it up, they change it up.
Yeah, definitely so.
So they keep your attention all the time.
By the way, Google is no longer a noun. Google is a verb. I Google.
It's an action you do.
Seriously, I want somebody to tell me whether or not it's in the dictionary. I think it is, but you know,
maybe by now.
Language evolves, but did you Google it? That's how we speak, right? Did you Google it? I Googled it.
Everything. And you all know I'm always saying I'm gonna Google it. Wow. Yeah, I actually do Google it. So yeah.
Well, if you're new to the show, Google us and see what you find.
You remember these? I don't technically remember these.
Scratch and sniff stickers. There was something eerie about this.
I think
it's eerily familiar.
I remember the ones we put on our skin with the water and we felt grand because we felt like we got our tattoo.
Yeah, those I remember. Yeah.
I don't remember the scratches.
I don't remember. Like, okay, at least they have good things. That, like, do you want to smell like a beer? Like, seriously, you want to smell like Kool-Aid? Or watermelon? I get it.
Or that duck that has a cupcake in his hand. Bacon duck.
Wow.
Or the Kool-Aid jug. Kool-Aid had a nice smell back then. I don't find Kool-Aid has the smell anymore, guys. I don't understand. You know what?
You just admitted on television that you sniffed the Kool-Aid.
No, but the Kool-Aid had a whopping scent. The only Kool-Aid I didn't like growing up, guys, was the Flavor Aid Kool-Aid. Horrible. Yeah, I said that. And on that note, Jamie, what do you got to say, Jamie?
Not a thing.
Jamie, Flavor Aid was nasty.
Not a thing. Not a thing, Hortensia.
Alrighty, guys. That's all we have for you today on You Had to Be There. And we hope you were there for most of these. For those of you who were, let us know in the comments and stay tuned. After this short break, we will be back. He's Macarena in yellow.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, it's Bensley Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it already. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Bensley Lad, it's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Yesterday we featured Troy Willock, who shared the importance of exercising to our health. This first interview continues the discussion on health and wellness as we welcome Leo Chen, a diabetic educator of the ICDF project, Wendy Smith, an assistant nurse manager at the hemodialysis unit, and Varsha Hull, staff nurse at the hemodialysis unit. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good morning. All right, so Mr. Chen, I want to start with you as a diabetes educator. What is the job content of a diabetes educator?
Oh, as a diabetes educator, I need to visit every health center in this island monthly on their diabetes clinic. And I will consult with my clients to teach them how to stabilize their blood pressure and blood sugar. And through my work, I found many people have incorrect knowledge about how to eat healthy. Like they will consider all the plants are vegetable, but actually some plants like sweet potato, pumpkin, Irish potato, corn, breadfruit, they are plants. They contain a lot of carbohydrates and do not have enough fiber, so they are starch. They are not vegetable. So in the end, people will eat two size of starch they need, but they eat 0 size of vegetable they need a day. So I need to classify with my clients, and this is my job.
Well, it's a very important job because I think that we think once we're eating those things, we're eating healthy. To hear you say it now, there are proportions or things that we don't know, and that's exactly where you come in.
Yes.
Okay. So if we eat sweet potato, Mr. Chan, we have to put vegetables with the sweet potato and not eat the sweet potato and the breadfruit together?
Yeah, we need to eat sweet potato with vegetable. Vegetable is leafy plants like cabbage, cauliflower, lettuce, and broccoli. They are vegetables, and vegetable can provide enough fiber. Fiber can slow down the speed we absorb sugar, so that's how fiber stabilize our blood sugar.
Again, Mr. Chan, what are some of the common health issues that you've noticed in St. Kitts and Nevis?
The problem is, I think it's overweight, because through our study, we found more than 41% of people is overweight through BMI, and now I'm stable. I started a weight loss competition to let people receive the body composition analysis, and I found many people's body fat percentage is very high, more than 30%, and I still calculate it now. So I think to exercise and do not eat too much starchy food, like especially rice, noodle, and bread. They will increase our blood sugar very quickly. Sugar will be converted into fat, so this is a very important thing. Do not eat too much rice, noodle, and bread. You can use other things like sweet potato, Irish potato, pumpkin, kidney bean. They are very healthy food.
Well, you're making me feel better already, because I think I just started to cut those things out of my diet and I realized how they're affecting me. So thank you for that info. One more question.
Yeah.
In terms of the fat percentage, what is the acceptable?
For male, we need to control our fat percentage under 25. And for female, we need to control under 30%. Yeah.
All right.
I was just thinking when he said about bread, we are a bread federation. I don't know how we're going to work with that, but I guess we have to try.
Yeah. And some people will feel grain bread or or wheat bread is healthier, but actually some of this bread contain a lot of salt and fat that will increase our blood pressure very quickly. It's very dangerous things.
That I learned.
I'm tempted to ask you what you eat for breakfast.
Oats.
Okay.
Yeah, oats, plantain, green banana, they are a good choice for breakfast.
Okay, I feel better already now that I know what you eat. All right, so nurses, we'll turn to you. Let's talk about chronic kidney disease. What is the definition of chronic kidney disease?
Well, I would say chronic kidney disease, it's a progressive, irreversible damage to the kidneys over a period of time. Chronic kidney disease, it's not something that happens one time. What happens is that the patient continues to have hypertension. Well, that's hypertension and diabetes are two of the main factors or the main risk for chronic kidney disease. And once the blood pressure and the blood sugar is not being controlled, the patient continue to have the blood pressure high, the blood sugar high, and over a period of time, the kidneys become damaged.
Risk factors.
Well, as I stated just a while ago, the risk factors are hypertension, diabetes, those are the main two, but also you can have family history of kidney disease. That is also a risk factor. So if your mother had a kidney disease or somebody in your family had kidney disease, then you're at risk for kidney disease. Also, old age is a factor, a risk factor of kidney disease. As you age, the function of the kidney diminishes, and so that is a risk factor. You have persons who are anemic or polycystic kidney disease, sickle cell anemia. That is a condition that causes persons to end up with kidney disease. Persons who are who has lupus, after a number of years, if they're not on medication and all of that, sometimes the organ, the kidney, is damaged also. So there are many risk factors when it comes to a person with chronic kidney disease.
Nurse Hull, I just see you were giving the other nurse a little prompt about polycystic disease. And being a woman, and I'm sure for the other ladies that are watching, how does that tie into the chronic kidney disease?
Polycystic is polycystic kidneys.
Mike, please.
Polycystic is polycystic kidney, is not the polycystic ovarian syndrome that we are more familiar with as females. Okay, so it happens in the kidneys, and that continued can damage the kidneys, and that will cause chronic kidney disease.
So I'm a type 1 diabetic. Can that lead to kidney disease eventually?
Well, once your diabetes is under control, it should not, because we have persons who are diabetic for years and they do not become patients of chronic kidney disease. But the problem is when you do not control your blood sugar or your blood pressure.
Okay.
I know that you mentioned, in terms of chronic kidney disease, if you have a family history. I know you also mentioned old age as a risk factor. Are there any instances of chronic kidney disease occurring in younger people who have that family history?
Yes. Actually, at the dialysis unit, we have one young lady who is just 21 years old, and she was on dialysis from since she was about 13 years old. And she just happened to come to the A&E department one time, and with some complication, and then her blood pressure was taken, and it was high, and from that was it.
So it's possible. Is it very common for people with family history?
Well,
family history of that.
Common, but also a risk factor, the other risk factor of hypertension or diabetes, because the family history would be that that person has a family member diabetic or hypertensive too.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that contributes to that. All right, so obviously if you're going to manage chronic kidney disease, as you rightly said, you have to take your medication. Is that
yes
the only part to it? Do you have to eat proper as well?
Eat properly, cut out the salt from your diet. If you're diabetic, you can go eating a whole bunch of chocolate and ice cream. And you know, some of the older folks too, they don't want to drink their tea without sugar. They eat the porridge without sugar. But if you have diabetes and hypertension and you're going to have chronic kidney disease, you have to try to cut out of all of these stuff. Oh. So it's mostly diet when it comes to that.
So Nurse Hall, what are some of the stages of the chronic kidney diseases?
We have chronic kidney disease has 5 stages. The first stage, where you have 90% of the kidney function. So basically 10% is not working, okay? And then in the second stage, you have 60 to 89% working. In the third stage, you have 30 to 59%. So you realize it goes down, you have less functioning of your kidneys. And the fourth stage, this is where you would realize you might need dialysis, is 15 to 29% functioning of the kidneys. So your body, the kidneys function to excrete the waste matter, the waste fluid.
Yes.
So if it's not functioning, then you're retaining the fluid. Okay, and then you will get swollen, your eyes would be puffy, your feet would be swollen, you would be breathless. These are some of the signs and symptoms that would make you know that something is wrong. I should go to my doctor. The breathlessness.
Okay.
And then the fifth stage, which is kidney failure, where there's no functioning, where you actually need dialysis or a kidney transplant.
Wow.
All right, so it's progressive.
Yes, over a period of years.
So no treatment can reverse the diagnosis, is that it?
Well, actually, we were on Win FM yesterday, and as I explained, it is better to catch these persons in an early stage. It's not going to reverse, but it can delay. Because if I'm going to a doctor and I'm at stage 2, then if I'm turned over to the nephrologist, or if I am followed up closely by my physician, then it would not reverse, but it would delay the process of me reaching to end-stage renal disease, which is the 5th and final stage.
All right, I can't help but think that living well, having these lifestyle changes early is better than having to be forced to implement them.
Yes, because after you have reached the 5th stage, then you have to have either, as Nurse Hall said, a kidney transplant or dialysis. And this is 3 times per week. Can you imagine coming to the hospital 3 times per week for dialysis? For the rest of your life?
No, I mean...
For 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours I'm to come to the hospital and sit down to drain everything out of my body?
Yes.
Wow.
And that is just the hemodialysis, because there's also peritoneal dialysis, and that is 8 hours, 8 to 12 hours.
I hope.
That's a lifestyle change right there. I mean, seriously, it's a full-time job.
That's a whole day of work.
And it's really costs a lot. No matter somebody will even become jobless because they need to receive hemodialysis therapy.
Wow, well, your work is very important. I can't underscore that enough. So how does one find out if they have a risk of chronic kidney disease?
Well, you have to go to your doctor. What I would suggest that persons who know they have a family history of hypertension and diabetes, you follow up with your doctor regularly, whether it's every 3 months, every 6 months. And when you go there, you ask about your blood test results. You find out, how is my kidney functions doing? Not just your heart, because a lot of people tend to forget the kidneys. So they speak about the heart and other things, and they don't ask about the kidneys. So ask about the kidneys. You can go to the health center and they can do a dipstick, like put a stick inside of the urine, and then it might show that there is protein escaping in the urine. If protein is escaping in the urine, then they would have to send you to your doctor to do the original test. And if your creatinine and your urea, which is 2 elements in the blood, is elevated, then the doctor repeats the test maybe 3 times, and they would know if you're in kidney failure, whether it's stage 1, stage 2, depends on the values.
All right, so it's easy enough. You just have to be proactive as well.
Wow. So let's talk about some ways. Now we heard all that bad news. As you can see, my mouth just keeps dropping. What are some of the healthy things we can do to help with the chronic kidney disease and our control of our blood pressure?
You want to answer that, Ms. Al?
So before you reach to stage 4 and 5, where it's really bad, you can implement lifestyle changes that would prevent hypertension, prevent diabetes. Some of these are, as children, we hear drinking 8 glasses of water per day. So you increase your water intake. All right, you can do regular exercises. This helps as well. What else you can do?
If you have already had diabetes or hypertension, it's important that you take your medication as prescribed by the doctor. And as I said yesterday on Win FM, men do not like doctors. And so you find that men are the ones that will be mostly affected. A woman, if she has a toenail hurting, she would go to the doctor. But a man, he would be in pain and crying, and he do not want to go to the doctor. And it is very important, because if you don't take your medication, then you would end up with kidney disease. And also, men need to understand that if they are hypertensive, there is nothing saying that taking your medication is going to make you impotent. So take your medication.
Why do you have to catch me smiling? Like, seriously.
I got a nurse for this. Take your medication.
I have to say, when you said we don't like doctors, after today, we like nurses. All right, so Mr. Chan, I want to talk with you now about salt consumption. Yes, so what are the negative effects of consuming too much salt?
Okay, while we eat too much salt, it means our kidney need to work overtime to remove the salt. The more salt we need, the more working load our kidney need to deal with. And another thing is, salt will retain water in our blood vessel. So the blood volume will increase, then the blood pressure will increase, and high blood pressure will damage the circulation in our kidney. In summarize, our kidney cannot get enough nutrition and oxygen because the circulation is bad, and they still need to deal with a lot of working load, then the kidney will fail. So in order to prevent the kidney disease, we need to eat less processed food, because most of processed food contain a lot of salt, and do not eat too much bread, and drink enough water. For most adults, we can drink more than at least 64 ounces of water, and if you do not have any medical problem, you can drink 75 ounces of water. And the last thing is exercise.
Have to exercise. A specific time to exercise? 30 minutes is good enough? 45 minutes is good enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you've touched on ways to eat healthier. I know what to avoid. I know what you eat for breakfast. I'm tempted to ask you what you eat for lunch as well. No, but when I hear about this, okay, so we touched on the relationship between salt, hypertension, and kidney disease, obviously, which is something that I didn't know, and I'm certain a lot of people didn't know that either. Benefits of exercise. What are the benefits?
Demonstrate exercise.
Okay, you'll demonstrate when we come back. So why don't we just take this break and we'll have you set it up. We have a demonstration, guys. How great is that? All right, so we'll be back in a moment. More GMS SKN.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Shiny Boy say representing for Good Morning SKN. We say good vibes, good energy, blessings and love. Voice rated. Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We'll now have Leo to demonstrate some suitable exercises for people with chronic diseases. So take it away.
Okay. Because I found many people in here have the knee pain problem, so I make some program for my client to solve their knee pain problem. Okay. Because many people have the overweight. Okay. They are overweight, so if they stand up or do jogging or some exercise, it will set a lot of pressure in their knee. It definitely will harm their knee. So the first thing is increase the muscle in our thighs. Okay. The more muscle we have, the more protection the knee will receive. So the first exercise is very easy. Everyone can do this exercise indoor. The first step, put your hands on the thigh to feel your muscle and lift your leg. Make sure your leg is flat and pull your toe back. Ooh. Then hold for 10 to 20 seconds. In this position, you should feel the tense in your muscle, and after 10 to 20 seconds, change another leg and keep this exercise. And repeat this exercise 3 times a day. It can increase the muscle on your thigh. Okay. And another exercise we call is power knee. The first thing, cross your legs, and let your back leg push forward and the front leg push backward. Oh. So the 2 legs are against each other. You need to...
My core is not that strong. You're good.
You need to do more exercise.
I need to. Trust me.
Yeah, while you feel the legs are against each other, you need to keep exert the pressure evenly. Okay. Yeah, and while we do this exercise, we will increase the muscle in the interior thigh. Okay. And the last exercise, you need to stand up. Okay. Okay. Hold a chair back. Yes, and hold the chair back and lift your legs to the side.
Okay, I can do that.
And remember to let your heel lead out and your toe lead in. So you should feel the tense in your hip. Yeah, okay. You are increasing your external thigh muscle.
Okay. I do this all the time.
Yeah, and hold for 10 to 20 seconds. Okay. Okay, let's relax. Okay. Then repeat this exercise 3 times a day, and you definitely can increase more muscle. Okay. Your knee pain problem will be solved, and you can start to do jogging or power walk, speed walk. Oh. Yes.
Well, thank you so much. This is informative.
Yeah.
Easy enough to do, right?
Yeah, very easy to do. So every patient can do it, and no matter it's raining or the weather is bad, you can stay in your home, do this exercise. And while we do exercise, we can exert the sugar. So because actually, if we do not use the sugar, sugar will be converted into fat. Fats will accumulate in our blood vessel.
If we don't use sugar?
Yeah, if we do not use sugar, sugar will be converted into fat. Oh. And here, in this picture, we can see the normal blood vessel. Okay. The channel is big. Okay. Yeah, the channel is big, but if the fat accumulates in our blood vessel, the channel will become smaller. Okay. Yeah, and this is why we have hypertension, because the channel becomes smaller. Just like the water pipe. If the water pipe becomes smaller, the water pressure will increase. So while we're doing exercise, we can reduce the fat. Okay. And while we do exercise, our muscle can store more sugar because they are ready to do exercise anytime. But if we do not do exercise, the muscle will release the sugar to the blood, and then the sugar in the blood will be converted into fat. Oh. Yes. Mm.
You're reminding me of my biology lessons. That much I knew. And see if it works. Mr. Chan, thank you, Mr. Chen. Thank you so much for coming by and sharing with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm very happy to share this information.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you came. Much appreciated. More Good Morning SKN in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning, SKN and Studio 327. This is Tao Batiste, one of your biggest fans. Just you're doing a lot of things well. Keep on that trajectory. Greatness, greatness, greatness.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
It's World Engineering Day. This year, it is being celebrated on the theme, Engineering Innovation for a More Resilient World. Last week, we had an engaging discussion with Mr. Colin Brown, entrepreneur and principal engineer at Ray Energy. Today, he joins us again along with Zia Claxton, quality engineer at Surrey Paving and Aggregate School Limited. I apologize for your name. I can't get your name, okay? Cher, okay.
Singer.
Oh, the singer. Okay, Cher Claxton. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you very much.
Morning. Thank you for having us.
Ready. So, can we start with explaining the theme for this year's?
So, World Engineering Day this year is recognized, celebrated on Saturday, March 4th. Okay. So today, Shia and I are here to recognize the day, recognize the impact of engineering in society, and bring recognition to engineers, technicians, technologists, those practitioners in the field. The theme for this year, you summarized the theme a moment ago, but specifically it's encouraging engineering education and education in the science, technology, engineering, math, STEM fields. Okay. These are the subjects that lay the foundation for pursuing a career in engineering.
Okay.
All right, so in terms of that encouragement, what can you say is being done specifically, apart from your being here today, to encourage that participation in those fields?
Well, engineering is a discipline and a profession that requires lifelong learning. It's a lifelong learning is part of the engineering practice and discipline. Various of our colleagues are making media appearances during the week of engineering, as well as on Engineering Day. There are colleagues visiting schools today. There was a series of school visits yesterday, and this is a practice that happens annually, where we have an outreach to science students to students in the STEM fields, encouraging them to stick with it. We understand it's a difficult discipline at times, and it can be a challenge to have mastery in science and math, but this is the career path that's out there for you.
When I hear that, honestly, I just think that if my engineer weren't good, my plane would either fall to the ground or the bridge that I'm driving over would collapse. So it's very important from a practical point of view.
Okay, so you mentioned auto engineers. Is there an association here on St. Kitts?
Yes, there is. There is a National Society of Engineers in St. Kitts.
Okay, so for an engineer that is not in that society, how can they get into that society?
Reach out to myself, reach out to any engineer. The engineering community in St. Kitts, it is sometimes invisible, but it's a close-knit. It is a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And so even those of us who are not active in the National Society, we know of our colleagues who are, and we can put you in contact with the network.
Okay. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I would like to be a member of the society, but I don't think they are as active as they would like to be, so I don't hear much about them. So I'm glad he mentioned that.
All right. Shares put you on this.
Will do.
All right. Well, as the two of you are here, I have to say you're changing the face of engineering, particularly Sheer, because I don't know what it is, but when I thought of engineering, one, I thought it wasn't really as attractive to younger people. And secondly, to be a young woman in the engineering field. I'm curious about your experiences. What did you like about the field, and how have your experiences been?
I've always been interested in math and science ever since I was attending primary school. And I don't know if it was ignorant, but I never really thought of it as a male-dominated field. I just knew I was interested in math and science. I was interested in how things work. I wanted to know how they work, and so I just pursued it.
That's great. And your respective specializations, tell us more about what you specialized in.
Well, my discipline is actually transportation engineering. So we deal with roads, different types of pavements, roads, airport runways, basic footpaths or sidewalks, as we will call them. So I'm working as a quality engineer for Surrey Paving, and that's basically our specialty. We specialize in civil works, roads, airport runways. We do a bit of drainage infrastructure as well.
So what about airport runways that you would have to inspect to ensure that it's up to par?
Well, we're not designers, we're more of contractors. Okay. So we would get a design from a consultant, and we have to ensure that whatever materials that we need to construct the runway are right for the job. Okay. Because you don't want the plane to land and destroy the runway. So we have to make sure that all the materials are strong enough, make sure that the workmanship that goes into carrying out the works, paving the runway, are done in accordance to all of the quality standards to ensure that we produce a good final product. Okay. So we do inspections, we do material testing, things like that.
Okay.
Colin, remind our viewers, those who might have missed, of course, about your specialization.
I'm an electrical engineer.
All right.
It's interesting hearing Shia, who is at a quite competent and proficient engineer, but who is at the earlier stages of her career than I am. And
giving us his age.
That pride in recognizing your contribution to society. So as she has said, okay, her role is not on the design side, and her role is not necessarily on the maintenance side, but she communicates very clearly the singular importance of the part she plays in the entire team that allows us, as you just said, to get on the plane and get it in the air, get it in the air safely, and land safely. And land safely.
I like that, shares and land safely.
Very, very brilliant.
I like that. Colin, I was listening to the program last night, YouthBeat, and I heard you said you have about 25 years in this business. So over the 25 years, can you tell me what you would have learned initially, what you have learned until now? And I can't ask you what you're going to learn in the future. So let's talk about the beginning and until now.
What I learned initially is that while I knew I wanted to be an electrical engineer, I did not know what an electrical engineer was.
Okay.
I distinctly remember the moment where I returned from campus. I wish she and I attended the same campus, University of West Indies, St. Augustine Engineering Faculty, and we also stayed on the same hall of residence. We were both Milnerites, many years apart.
Okay.
But I remember returning from campus to Milner Hall, and saying, okay, I still think I want to be an engineer, an electrical engineer, but what I thought an electrical engineer was.
That's not what it was.
But it has been a rewarding 25 years.
Okay.
What I've learned is that continuous learning is the key to professional and also personal satisfaction in the profession. You may have heard me say last night, the profession and the discipline requires various skills.
Yeah.
Not all of them will be your cup of tea. Just in the same way, for some of our students, math won't be a cup of tea. They would prefer technical drawing or architecture. Physics might not be a cup of tea. You prefer geography. It is a multidisciplinary profession, and all of those scientific and applied science disciplines have their role to play in engineering as a profession. So whatever your cup of tea, yes, you must be multidisciplinary, but you can find your niche and your passion in engineering.
Is there continuous certification, Cher?
It depends. Okay. I would say that it's important for a practicing engineer to join a professional society.
Okay.
So for example, I'm a part of CIHT, that's the Chartered Institution for Highway Engineers.
Okay.
I'm not sure of, but it's basically for engineers that are involved in the transportation engineering industry, and it allows you further or continuous professional development. Okay. So like Colin said, you're always learning, and joining a society allows you to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, after listening to Colin, I want to know if you knew what engineering was before you decided to get into it, or have you since had to reevaluate?
Actually, no, because I only became interested in transportation engineering in my second year of UE when I was exposed to a transportation project. And I said, oh, okay, I think this is something that I would really enjoy, especially knowing that there were no transportation engineers in St. Kitts. So it was in my second year of UE, I realized that the engineering sector or the engineering industry is so wide. There are so many different disciplines in engineering.
So are you the only transportation engineer on St. Kitts and Nevis?
I think so.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, that must be... Okay, well, can we talk about that for a little bit? As the only one, how exciting is it to see the knowledge that you've learned be implemented in ways that perhaps other people would not have realized were it not for your input?
Well, for me, it's very empowering because it kind of helps me to make a statement. You know, whenever I'm on site and I'm explaining different things to the workmen, I'm sharing my knowledge, I'm telling them exactly what is supposed to be done so that it's done in a proper way. It's empowering, and it also makes me proud to see that I'm diversifying the field.
Yeah, so okay. Good stuff. Colin, anything to add?
I feel like you want to say something.
All I want to add is you're doing an excellent job, and you made a considerable impact on the Federation, both in St. Kitts and Nevis. When you're driving home in St. Kitts or driving home in Nevis,
the smooth roads.
The smooth roads.
Thank you.
Engineer Claxton.
Nice, nice, nice.
Okay, thank you for. Yeah, we're going to talk about the potholes later. I thank you for now. All right, so World Engineering Day is definitely today. Resilience is one of those words that keeps coming up. Ways in which engineering can make the world more resilient.
Sure, take it away.
Okay, well, sustainability is a huge thing right now. And because engineers are innovative in the solutions that we come up with to meet society's need, we have the opportunity to change what we do to meet sustainable needs or to make structures more resilient because we have global warming, rising sea levels, all of the things that can affect our livelihood and our structures. So we have a responsibility, we have the knowledge to impart into whatever solutions we come up with so that we can make everything that we do, everything that we build more resilient so that it can last for a very long time.
And that's important work.
Yes. So Colin, let's touch on your company, Ray Energy. What have you done along with your other, how should I say, your team to ensure that Ray Energy continues to be resilient?
Well, we have a diversified team. It's interesting that you speak about resilience. So resilience and reliability are two targets that you would consider in an engineering project, as well as cost, as well as how quickly you can deliver. And similarly to what she has shared with changes in the environment, whether it's climatic changes, economic changes, we not only have to deliver solutions that are resilient, that we anticipate can respond and continue to provide services when the challenge arises, but we also have to build organizations that are resilient, that can continue to provide service as well with a changing economy, a changing society. So many of the team that contribute to Ray Energy are not local to St. Kitts, though there are key people also local to St. Kitts. So we draw on a network extra regionally. That is one thing that makes our team resilient. So we can scale up, we can scale down, we can bring in expertise. We have people on the ground. I would dare say it is not unique to our team, but it is indicative of how things are changing. Multidisciplinary professionals working in multi-stream teams. So someone who is good in their specific discipline can contribute to 3 or 4 teams. They can find outlets for their passion, rather than in a traditional organization. If the opportunity is not there for you at that moment, you might feel compelled to leave that organization to seek opportunity, whereas most of our teams work in multiple organizations and they have a supportive network that understands professional development. And as engineers, I hope Shea will share it, the landscape for contributing has become global. Shea can stay in St. Kitts and consult for Dubai engineering company on a project in Kuwait.
Oh, wow.
And do an excellent job. And we have professionals here in St. Kitts and Nevis as well in the Caribbean who do that, who contribute and consult with all of the world-class agencies and organizations on projects throughout the globe, whether it's the UN, World Bank, CDB, what have you. So there you have it.
So Shea, Colin said that. So let's say you can't travel to Dubai to do that consultation. How easy or how hard is it?
It's very easy. We have Zoom, we have Teamworks, we have a whole host of software that we can use to link with each other virtually.
Okay. All right.
Well, we're going to take a break and we'll continue this discussion in a moment, because there's some frequently asked questions that we want to get to about engineering. And we'll do that on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. JAD. embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, this is Bensley Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me? See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Bensley Lad, it's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. World Engineering Day will be celebrated on March 4th, 2023. And today we're speaking with Colin Brown, entrepreneur and principal engineer at Ray Energy, and Cher Claxton, quality engineer at Surrey Paving and Aggregates Company Limited, abbreviated SPA or SPA. I love the sound of that, by the way, I have to say. All right, so in an effort to improve the public understanding of the importance of engineering, our guests will join forces. They're actually working together, nothing new to you guys, I'm sure. You're going to join forces to answer some frequently asked questions about engineering, and we're going to be prompted. So let's go to the prompt now. The very first question, frequently asked question is, what do engineers do?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
In short, engineers solve problems. But if we want to get into the technical terms, engineers are individuals who use their scientific and technical knowledge and skills in an innovative way to meet the needs of society or to fulfill the needs of society. So if there is a challenge that society is facing, then an engineer will probably come up with a solution to fix it.
Okay. Useful definition. Colin, why should one become an engineer?
One should become an engineer if one has a passion for the sciences as well as a passion for creativity and innovation. If one wants to make a contribution to the lived world, the built world in society, if one wants to solve problems in the physical world to make life better.
Okay.
This is not a frequently asked question. You're prompting me to ask you. I'll hold my question until we get through the frequently asked questions. All right. So here's the other other frequently asked question. It reads: do I need a degree to work as an engineer?
We're taking turns.
Okay. To work as an engineer, to practice as an engineer, I will say yes. Okay. You need a degree. There are some persons who work within engineering, and Colin used the terms technicians or technologists who don't necessarily need a degree, but you may need some sort of certification.
Okay.
But if you do want to become an engineer, then I would say that you need a degree. And the degree also offers a freedom to choose whatever career path you want to get into for engineering, because like we've said before, it's multidisciplinary. So if you obtain or attain an engineering degree, you can work in law, you can work in medicine, you can work in business, consultancy, you can work with the government. So it offers you a whole array of options.
On the program last night, I heard them speak about undergraduate and graduate. What degree is of utmost need?
A bachelor's degree.
Okay.
After gaining your bachelor's degree, in some countries, you can then work for a minimum of maybe 2 years, like in Jamaica, to become a registered engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think you will just need your bachelor's degree. It just means that if you don't have a master's degree, it will take much more time for you to become a registered engineer, whereas if you get your bachelor's and your master's, then it may take less time for you to become a registered engineer.
Okay. I like that clarification.
We're continuing with the frequently asked questions. It's not over
My
yet.
turn. I hope you're doing well.
So how long does it take to become an engineer? Colin, this is your question.
So I'll answer in two parts.
Okay.
First, how long does it take to obtain an engineering degree, which is typically 4 years, 3/4 years. In some programs, some disciplines, depending on what level of education you enter the program with, up to 5 years. So that is to obtain an engineering degree.
Okay.
Similar to other professions such as medicine and law, however, having an engineering degree only does not make you a practicing professional engineer. So there'll be a certain amount of on-the-job training, mentorship. In certain jurisdictions, there are a series of professional examinations that you must undertake and pass at certain stages. As well, in certain jurisdictions, the profession is well regulated such that a practicing registered professional engineer will have to certify as to your competency and oversight of your work. So you would work and practice under a certified or professional engineer, chartered engineer, or professional engineer. Certain jurisdictions, you'll have to present your body of work certified to the Professional Engineering Association, the registration board, what have you, and mentorship plus the degree plus experience, continuing education as well is a requirement to become a practicing professional engineer.
That's a lot.
But it is fun.
Says the engineer.
All right, that's what you're going to lead with. That's fine. It's fun. And it should be. It should be rewarding if you're engaged in that type of work. All right, so we continue with the frequently asked questions. This one is actually very simple. So sure, it seems like you get the easy one. The last one, in fact.
I smell a setup.
Can anyone become an engineer?
Anyone can become an engineer as long as you're passionate about making a difference, like Colin said, in the world, you can become an engineer.
All right, with that.
Nothing to add.
Nothing. Well, you know what? You're going to add something now, because I said I was holding my question until after, and it was hearing you talk about innovation. I'm thinking that the projects that you work on, the way that you solve problems, as you alluded to, no two people, no two teams solve the same problem in the same way. So there is that avenue for creativity, is there not?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So we get to be very engineers now for a moment. So similarly to, you could say the same way two musicians might play the same piece of music, but each with a different flair. Or two dancers might have a different interpretation of a piece of music. Similarly, so engineering disciplines have their core constructs and their definitions and their boundaries and the constraints of the profession, and then each individual professional will bring their flair. If you like arches, when you're designing a building, you're gonna have your little signature arch in the corner. If you're the guy who likes, just an example, red lights. So when we're doing the lighting design, I like a particular shade of red, and that is going to be my signature. And on. We could go on and on. The opportunities for bringing your creativity, both from purely technical. We need more water. What out-of-the-box solution can I bring to increase the supply of water? To I like blue boats, and I'm going to make sure all the piping has blue boats. There's a vast opportunity for bringing creativity novel approaches to problem solving, and your personal flair in your work as an engineer. I won't let you not add something.
I don't have anything else to add.
All right, well, thank you for indulging us. Happy World Engineers Day when it comes around.
Yeah. Thank you.
This Saturday. And Share Claxton, Colin Brown, any final words?
Two ladies first.
Okay. I would just like to say that engineering is a very significant profession in the world. Sometimes it doesn't seem that way because we're most times in the background. Everybody just sees the final product, but there is so much that goes into everything that we do in every discipline of engineering. So I would just like everybody to respect our profession, and for any young persons out there who are thinking of going towards or gaining an engineering career, I would say go for it. Don't allow anything to hold you back, just go for it. It's a very rewarding profession, and I enjoy it very, 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 very much.
Ooh, we got a lot of berries.
So to our colleague engineers, thank you for your contribution to our lives. Keep on practicing our profession to a high degree. During this week, and as well as in recognition of World Engineering Day, reach out to our teachers and students of our sciences, our technical vocational subjects, or arts or mathematics, and encourage them to keep doing the important work that is at the foundation of our profession, educating our students who will be the future engineers and technologists.
Great words. Very informative, engaging interview. Yes. Thank you again for indulging us, and happy World Engineers Day when it comes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Everyone, stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. JAD. Embrace the freedom.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris, Vermont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Today, we will be speaking about emotional maturity. Wow, tall order. But before we do that, let's explore the definition. So according to the American Behavioral Clinics, an emotionally mature person is defined as someone who has reached and continues to work at reaching a level of self-understanding with regards to their thoughts and behaviors, and then decides how to best approach and cope with situations that might otherwise be trying or challenging. So we have that quote from ABC, American Behavioral Clinics. Wow. All right, so do you consider yourself an emotionally mature person?
Sure do.
Okay, great to know.
Sure do.
I'm not going to follow up with what criteria you base that. I'm not going to follow up with that one.
Why
It's okay.
not?
I think if you get to a certain age, you ought to be emotionally mature. That's my thinking. It doesn't always work,
Yeah.
but I think that's the case. All right. So,
So, what age do you think it's emotional maturity is determined at?
I don't think it can be determined by age. I think it's determined experientially. So,
Believe it or not, there was a study that says women emotionally mature at 32 and men at 43. And then the study went on to say that's why we get ourselves in problems, because sometimes we go down the wrong path because of our emotional maturity. They didn't necessarily say the men go down the wrong path all the time, but that's what the study ended up. I'm just saying, because since they said the men mature later, and now I understand why guys marry later and why they decide to do certain things later, because you're going to tell them, let's go on a cruise all the time, and they're going to be like, no, I don't want to go on a cruise just yet. But then when they're on the hover round, they're ready to go. So maybe they want, you feel me?
I feel some specific examples or references coming through here, Cortese. I don't know. I just have that inkling. There are some references at some point of some sort coming.
But do you see what I mean? A guy takes forever to decide if this is the girl I'm going to marry. They even spoke about emotional maturity in relationships, because they say if you don't specifically tell your partner what you want because your need changes as you mature in the relationship, then you'll always have problems. So if you're not emotionally mature by the age that they expect us to be emotionally mature, we make bad choices. We go down the wrong path.
By the age at which I want to know where the study originated, so I guess we'll talk about that later. Because they checked it out. I want to know who their sample was. I want to know all these sorts of things. I don't just take research at face value anymore, because I realize there are certain things that could affect it, and you realize that there might be competing studies as well. So we'll see how that goes. Can a child be more emotionally mature than an adult?
No. They say cognitive maturity starts at 16. So maybe somewhat, because to put let's use a 45-year-old to a 16-year-old, we still consider that a child, right? Because it's a teenager, but it's still a child, right?
Yeah.
And some kids are very mature. Well, the kids of today, I find most of them are very mature.
But can't more emotionally mature than an adult? It prompts me to go for the definition. So a level of self-understanding with regards to their thoughts and behaviors, and then decides how to best approach and cope with situations that might otherwise be trying or challenging.
I would say depending on their upbringing too.
Depends on the individuals, I would have to say. It's not common. I don't think it's common if we were to check the frequency of it. You would naturally expect adults to be more mature, more emotionally mature than children, but there might be outliers. There might be, those random cases where, based on the experience and what they're exposed to, and based on the individuals that you're comparing. Come on, some of us as adults really are not mature in any sense of the word, right? And some children tend to be very advanced, so I think it's a possibility.
I look at a lot of those kids that go to MIT, Jamie. I think those kids are very emotionally mature because their emotions are in check. When I look at various interviews with them, I'm like, wow, you are only 16. You're already in MIT, that high degree program. And it's like, what? Oh, yeah. I would say sometimes, not all the time. Although we are supposed to be the kids surpass us sometimes, the teenagers.
And I think it depends on the situation. Again, if we go back to the definition, the situations that present themselves, that might be challenging to the individuals based on where they are in their lives. So it's situational as well, right? We don't all get dealt the same hand. So our responses are definitely not going to be the same. We're not the same anyway. So even if we did get dealt the same hand, chances are our responses would be a little different.
Yes. There's no one, as Jamie said, no one person is alike. Because everybody might do the Macarena differently. So, yeah.
So that's what we're talking about now. We're on Macarena again.
Not at all.
There's only one way to do the Macarena. However, you could do it with flair. All right.
Alrighty. So to continue our discussion, we will be looking at some signs of an emotionally mature person. So emotionally mature people don't have a false sense of self that is ego-based and deluded, but they do have optimism in their ability to use effort and patience to establish the belief that they are equipped to deal with whatever life may throw their way.
So they're optimistic.
Yeah, you have to be. Because if you have a lot of ego, then, boy, ego dies eventually.
You see, note it. You could have the ego, but it's not false. It's like, it's not overinflated.
And that's what I mean. So I should have put that word in front of it. Because eventually somebody walking around with all this bravado and all this, Yeah,
definitely so. So they believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Really good point to have.
Yeah.
And it's not, again, overinflated, right?
Yes.
So it's justified.
Justified. If it's overinflated, then
you could burst the bubble at any point in time. Yep. I think we all know those people. We've encountered them once or twice. Some of us more than a week here to admit. But who's talking about that? We're being optimistic today, aren't we?
We're talking about a Macarena.
All right. So another quality of emotionally mature people is that they take ownership and responsibility. An emotionally mature person is able to own up to their own mistakes and not immediately look to blame others. So it's not going to be your fault, and you made me do it.
Exactly.
If things keep on going wrong, they will look inwards for answers as to what thoughts or actions might be contributing to the situation and work towards a better course of action moving forward. So they're introspective.
Yeah.
They take responsibility and they're not outward looking. It's not, you made me do it.
Yeah.
You said this and that's why I said that. Yada, yada, yada. And we know the drill, right? Yeah. Take ownership and responsibility of what they can control.
Yeah, because sometimes in marriages, I can talk, you may tend to tell your partner, it's because of you I act this way. And, okay, it's not because of me, maybe it's because of yourself. So, yeah.
Oh, the situation presented itself, it was trying or challenging, and you were redirected. You didn't fail to handle it well, you just were redirected to not handle it the way that you were acting.
So you gotta say, no, I didn't make you do that. You had that in your mind, your heart all the time, and it just came out now because of what had happened.
I see.
So you just instantly say, no, deal with yourself.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
giving you some advice, you know, when that time comes.
Interesting. Interesting stuff, guys.
Yeah.
So we continue to look at the traits of emotionally mature people.
Mm-hmm. They acknowledge the fact that they don't know everything. An emotionally mature person knows what they don't know and knows that their own way of doing things may not be the only way or the best way. They don't argue just to be right or to show dominance to be in charge. They keep an open mind and have open ears and eyes to look for situations where they may be able to learn. Yeah, you see, no. Don't gotta be right around here.
Exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important because you're operating with other people who have their own ways of doing things. Sometimes it requires compromise. Just because you know how to do something doesn't mean that your way of doing it is the only way to do it. It doesn't even mean that it's the best way to do it. So the ability to realize that and appreciate that other people have perspectives too, which should be considered, is really emotionally mature.
That's why I say don't put that on me. One my fault. Yeah.
Guess we've got to ask you guys watching if you are emotionally mature.
Let us know in the comments. Please do.
Yeah, if you think we're going to get hits on this one, you're very mistaken.
You might be surprised.
Oh, really?
The hits might be insurmountable. Hit us up in the comments, guys.
If we had to ask, do you know someone who you think is not emotionally mature, we'd probably get more takers than it is to say, well, I am or I'm not. Right?
GMSKN Nation, surpass Jamie expectation today.
Oh, really?
Please do. Surpass his expectation. Let us know if you're emotionally mature and what event made you realize that you are emotionally mature.
Next time on Cortensia, I'm sorry.
Next time on GMSKN, Jamie and myself will be discussing the responses we got. How about that?
So this is this is our talk on emotional maturity. We're bringing that to an end, and I'm sorry you didn't have any comments. So there you go. You know how it goes.
None.
You know how it goes. All right. So yeah, I think we're going to commercial. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN and bye-bye. All right, yeah, this is the time when we get to say that. So we want to thank you for joining us today for another edition of GMSKN. I feel like I need to hit the record button and play tomorrow. Tune in daily where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. Granted, every day it's a different flair, right?
It is.
All right, so tune in daily to find a little bit of everything for everyone. We only get to everyone if you tell everyone to watch, right? Everyone you know. So we're asking you to get your friends and family members to watch. So yeah, do that for us. We'd really appreciate that. Also, if you follow us on our social media platforms, we'd appreciate that as well. So here they are. We're on Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. We're on Instagram at Good Morning SKN as well. Easy enough, right? Good morning, SKN. Right. So remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share, and visit our website. Can't miss it, studio327inc.com, to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327, and drop us a line if you can by email, right?
Indeed.
info@studio327inc.com.
And I know Jamie said subscribe, but we need you to subscribe. I'm still working on us getting to 8,000. We hope you would have enjoyed today's show. So leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of the show today. And see you tomorrow, Friday, at 8 a.m. when you will wake up, yawn, stretch, and start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Thank you for watching. Remember to exercise and have yourself a great day. Spread a little kindness. Bye.